The movie opens with Bree Farrington, a maritime archaeologist and dedicated career woman who is struggling to secure funding for her research. One day, her father visits with exciting news. A newly discovered shipwreck has been found off the coast of Ibiza. He encourages his daughter to take this opportunity to present her findings. Upon arriving in Ibiza, Bree is pleased with her decision to be there. She meets Finn Robinson, a fellow archaeologist who she will be working together with. The two quickly decide to go diving together. During their dive, they discover several sealed wine bottles from a wreck that dates back to the mid-1800s. Bree is fascinated by this discovery and becomes curious about what the wine might taste like. However, Finn reminds her that their find is government property. Bree then suggests that the wine may not be Spanish in origin, but could belong to Ibiza. Finn argues against this theory, stating that the bottles were shipped all the way from Valencia to New York. Bree counters his claim by proposing that the bottles could have made a stop along the way. The young woman, still determined, wants to take samples to determine if the bottles originated from Ibiza. However, to her dismay, Finn informs her that the bottles have been seized by the local authorities and placed under the custody of Ibiza's Wine Association. Bree expresses her disappointment to Finn, as she had hoped to analyze the bottles further. He then suggests that she contact the chairman of the association, Mateo Vega. Bree immediately sets out to find Mateo Vega, not expecting that he would be the same man she had met earlier upon her arrival in Ibiza. Bree is shocked to learn that he is Mateo Vega, the chairman of the Ibiza Wine Association. She introduces herself and explains that she has come to seek his help. Mateo then leads her inside, as they have been standing in his vineyard the entire time. When Mateo learns that Bree has come for the wine, he feels immediately annoyed, believing she only wants it to show off at parties. However, Bree quickly informs him that she is an archaeologist and the one who discovered the wine in the first place. She explains that her only reason for wanting it is to analyze it, as the vintage bottle has piqued her interest. Bree tries her best to convince Mateo, but her efforts fail. He views wine as more than just a beverage. To him, it is a treasure or a work of art. He bluntly tells her that he won't allow any experiments on the bottle of wine, as if it were a lab rat. Upon hearing this, Bree plays her final card. She suggests that she might be able to prove the wine originated from Ibiza. Intrigued, Mateo asks her to come by later so they can discuss it properly. Word of the unique wine has spread quickly. One day, a businesswoman named Eliza Van Duzen invites Bree over to discuss her innovative, eco-friendly business idea, creating wines without grapes. With increasing concerns about environmental sustainability, a wine that doesn't use grapes would alleviate pressure on the soil and reduce the reliance on pesticides and harsh chemicals, making it a much-anticipated product. However, Eliza needs a bottle of the Mariana wine that Bree discovered. She feels disheartened to learn that the bottles are currently in the custody of the Ibiza Wine Association. Despite this setback, Eliza is determined to get her hands on a bottle of that wine. To her, a delay is not a denial, and she continues her pursuit of the coveted bottle. As promised, later that night, Bree visits Mateo to have dinner with his family. Mateo has a beautiful family consisting of his mother, sister, and abuela. They are warm and welcoming to Bree. As they sit at the dinner table, Bree discusses her theories and ideas about the wine bottle, explaining why she believes it might have originated from Ibiza. She even suggests that it could have come from Mateo's vineyard, but Mateo claims that they have never produced pink wine in their history. However, he is genuinely excited about Bree's theories, because if they are true and the bottles of wine did indeed come from Ibiza, it could put Ibiza on the map. After dinner, Mateo shows Bree around his home, taking her to the cellar where she sees vintage paintings of his family, along with various bottles of wine. During their conversation, Mateo asks Bree why analyzing the bottle of wine from Mariana is so important to her. She explains that it will help her gain exposure for her work and that she has been trying very hard to secure funding for her project back home. The two spend the rest of the night sniffing and tasting different bottles of wine. Mateo and Bree embark on a quest to uncover the history of Mariana wine. Along the way, they hear a tale about its manufacturer, who claimed to have created the wine for a woman he loved. Tragically, he left her, and as a result, he stopped making the wine, as he had only produced it for her. Unfortunately, there is no record of the manufacturer or any of his descendants, no names or locations. Bree believes in the tale, while Mateo suspects it may be a fictional story. The quest to uncover the origins of the Mariana wine is bringing Mateo and Bree closer together. As they spend more time together, Bree learns that her team of archaeologists has made another fascinating discovery in the waters. She needs to return to the lab quickly, and Mateo, intrigued, begs to accompany her. Bree is delighted to have him join her. In the lab, Matteo and Bree examine some jewels recovered from a shipwreck, noting the initials engraved on them. Matteo recalls that one of the jewels belonged to a specific noble family. Afterward, Bree meets with a potential investor, Eliza. Earlier, Eliza had approached Bree seeking a bottle of Mariana wine, but Bree was unable to provide it. Eliza subsequently went to the Ibiza Wine Association, where she made them an irresistible offer for a bottle of the coveted wine, which they accepted. The wine turned out to be exceptional, giving a significant boost to Eliza's business plans. Now Bree hopes to secure Eliza's sponsorship for her own project. She brings Finn along, aiming to make a strong case. Eliza is intrigued but hesitant. She feels she can't invest in just anything. Bree intends to research and analyze shipwrecks, while she focuses particularly on wines. Initially, Eliza doesn't see the connection, but then it dawns on her that a collaboration between them could be mutually beneficial. As Bree and Matteo continue to uncover the origins of the Mariana wine, they stumble upon a shocking truth. Bree was right all along. Matteo's ancestors were indeed the makers of Mariana wine. Matteo is taken aback by this revelation and insists that his family never produced a rosé. He then asks Bree if she can compare the two bottles of wine, one from his vineyard and the Mariana wine, to determine the truth. Bree explains that she can conduct a molecular analysis of both wines, but cautions that it won't be as definitive as a DNA match. However, she also mentions the possibility of running a DNA test to see if Matteo is related to the original winemaker. They quickly head to Bree's lab, where she begins the testing. Bree assures Matteo that the results will be ready by morning. By morning, the DNA results are ready, and Matteo feels nervous as he awaits this moment of truth. Eventually, the results reveal that Matteo is a descendant of the winemaker, meaning that the Mariana wine was made from his vineyard. Matteo's heart is filled with joy, so much so that he lifts Bree off the floor in excitement. He expresses his gratitude to Bree, telling her that the short time he has spent with her has been the happiest of his life. He asks her not to share the news with anyone just yet, as he wants his family to be the first to know. Bree reassures him that she will keep it a secret. The day of the Mariana wine tasting has arrived. Matteo, along with Bree and several guests, begins tasting the wine. The flavor nearly leaves Matteo speechless. Everyone is eager to know his thoughts on the wine, but he struggles to find the right words. After the tasting, Matteo and Bree take some time to discuss their experience. Bree reveals that she had worried the wine might taste bad, but she is relieved that it actually turned out to be quite good. Matteo expresses his gratitude that he got to experience the tasting alongside her. He's grateful for everything they have accomplished together. Matteo and Bree are enjoying a cute moment together when Eliza arrives on the scene. This is where things begin to go wrong in their relationship. Finn, Bree's partner, has discovered the DNA samples in the lab and rushed to inform Eliza. Now, Eliza is here to tell Bree that she is eager to fund her project, believing that the history of Matteo's family, which they now possess, could help her wine business thrive. Eliza assumes everyone shares her excitement, but she is unaware that Matteo feels betrayed. Bree is trying very hard to explain that she didn't disclose any of their discoveries to anyone. However, Matteo is too upset to listen. He feels hurt that Bree broke her promise to keep their findings confidential, and in his frustration, he walks away. Matteo's sudden exit draws the attention of the guests around him, who simply watch the angry man leave. Overcome with emotions, Bree asks to see Eliza privately. She confides in Eliza that she cannot share Matteo's family story publicly. However, both the story and the wine are too tempting for the businesswoman to resist. Eliza is determined to pursue the wine and story, while Bree feels disappointed. She realizes she has let Matteo down and that there is no way to fix the mess she has created. As a result, she books a flight to return home the next day. There are more twists to this tale. The next day, while Eliza is walking down the street with a bag containing some files, she accidentally throws them away. A kind stranger rushes to help her, but this gentleman is not a stranger at all. It's her old lover, Carlos. It's a shocking encounter, and they both have expressions on their faces that suggest they've been waiting for this moment their entire lives. The two become completely lost in each other's gaze and decide to find somewhere private to catch up. Carlos expresses his disbelief that Eliza isn't married yet, to which she replies that she has been, but only to the wrong people. Caught up in their connection, they can't keep their hands off each other. After sharing a bottle of wine, Carlos raises a toast to the two of them. Eliza then picks up the wine bottle and inspects it closely, a smirk forming on her face as if she's just come up with a clever idea. Eliza launches her new business the next day, and Bree attends the event. To Bree's surprise, Eliza is no longer using the Matteo story. Instead, they are collaborating to create something new and exciting. Bree didn't expect this shift, but she is happy that it happened. Soon after, Finn approaches Bree to apologize for revealing information to Eliza without her consent. He explains that he didn't want Bree to miss out on a funding opportunity from Eliza. The two resolve their misunderstanding, and Finn leaves. As Bree sits alone, she watches Eliza happily standing next to Carlos. This moment would have felt perfect if Mateo had been by Bree's side, but he didn't show up for the event. Only his abuela was there. Feeling alone, Bree makes her way to the airport. However, Mateo finds her just in time. Bree is both shocked and delighted to see him. She tries to explain everything, but Mateo cuts her short, saying that Eliza has already explained the situation to him. He apologizes for doubting her initially, and the moment becomes heartfelt as Mateo tells Bree that she is the one for him and that he wants to be with her. Touched by his words, Bree and Mateo share a passionate kiss, bringing the film to a close.